The American Civil War 1861 to 1865 was the first major conflict in which media played a central role in shaping public opinion, morale, and political strategy. As battles raged on the fields, an equally fierce struggle unfolded in the pressrooms and newsstands of the North and South. Newspapers, photographs, and even illustrations became critical tools for informing, persuading, and mobilizing a divided nation. A war covered like never before. Before the Civil War, news traveled slowly. But by 1861, the expansion of the telegraph and the rise of mass circulation newspapers transformed how Americans received information. War updates could now reach readers within days, or even hours, of major events. The press was not just reporting the war, it was helping to shape it. Newspapers, the voice of a nation. Newspapers were the dominant form of media during the Civil War, with thousands of titles published across both the Union and the Confederacy. Northern press. Northern newspapers like the New York Times, Harper's Weekly, and the Chicago Tribune provided extensive coverage of battles, political developments, and speeches. Editorials often supported the Union cause, Lincoln's policies, and emancipation, though views varied by paper. Southern press. In the South, papers such as the Richmond Enquirer and the Charleston Mercury championed the Confederacy, states' rights, and the defense of slavery. They offered their own interpretation of battlefield events, often emphasizing Southern valor and downplaying defeats. Journalists became war correspondents, embedding with armies and reporting directly from the front. Their vivid accounts shaped how civilians understood the war, and how soldiers saw their own role in it. Photography, a new visual impact. The Civil War was also the first war to be extensively documented through photography. Though cameras couldn't capture actual combat, exposure times were too slow. The aftermath of battles, portraits of soldiers, and scenes of camp life brought the war's reality to the public in a new and haunting way. Matthew Brady and his team of photographers, including Alexander Gardner and Timothy O'Sullivan, became famous for their stark images of dead soldiers, ruined landscapes, and war-weary troops. Exhibits like Brady's The Dead of Antietam stunned viewers, making the cost of war unavoidably real. Photographs were widely reproduced in newspapers and displayed in galleries, sparking both empathy and shock. They shifted public opinion and gave war an unforgettable human face. Propaganda and public opinion. Media wasn't just used to report facts, it was a powerful propaganda tool. The Union used media to promote patriotism, support for Lincoln, and eventually the moral cause of ending slavery. The Confederacy used media to rally resistance, paint the North as aggressors, and maintain public resolve in the face of growing hardship. Political cartoons, poems, and songs circulated in newspapers and pamphlets, satirizing opponents and glorifying heroes. Rumors and misinformation also spread, particularly when governments censored critical reporting or tried to control the narrative. The press and the government. The relationship between the press and the government was often tense. In the North, the Lincoln administration at times suppressed dissenting newspapers, arrested editors, and censored telegraph lines. These actions sparked debates about press freedom during wartime. In the South, Confederate leaders also clamped down on critical voices, though resource shortages and Union invasions made press operations increasingly difficult. Despite these challenges, newspapers remained fiercely independent, and journalists often risked their lives to cover the war. Influence on the home front. For civilians, especially those far from the front lines, the media was their main link to the war. Letters from soldiers were sometimes printed in newspapers, offering personal insights alongside official reports. Stories of victory and sacrifice stirred emotions, encouraged enlistment, and shaped how each side saw itself and the enemy. Conclusion. The Civil War marked a turning point in the role of media during wartime. For the first time, Americans experienced a conflict not just through hearsay or official bulletins, but through real-time reporting, striking images, and powerful editorials. The press informed, influenced, and in many ways helped define the war itself. Its legacy remains a reminder of the media's power, in war and in peace.